welcome back, everybody, to more action here at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center here in Owen Sound. I'm Matt Sanderson with Glenn Juniper. We have a midget matchup between the South Muskoka Bears and the Caledon Hawks here at the Owen Sound Early Bird Tournament. Now, we've already seen some interesting play so far today. It's been a lot of one-goal games, 2-1, 2-1, and now 3-2 with the Bantam game.
Yeah.
So, Owen Sound won't be in this one. They weren't in the last one, but they did play very well. They were in the Atom tournament. They were in the Pee Wee tournament. Actually won the Pee Wee championship. Finishing second place in the Atom. And then they actually got to the semifinals in both the Bantam and Midget.
In both Bantam and Midget, they did extremely well. In fact, Owen Sound's the only team to be able to beat the South Muskoka in the round robin. But however, you got to win those semifinal matches, and Owen Sound wasn't able to do that. But again, it's going to be a tight. The only game Caledon Hawks have lost is to South Muskoka. And it was a 2-1 again, or 3-2, I guess it was. And as we see, that's how Caledon Hawks Midgets got here. They lost to South Muskoka 3-2. Beat Collingwood, beat Ajax, and beat Halton Hills. And then beat Halton Hills again. And it was a tight game. Semifinals 3-2. And of course, Muskoka, the South Muskoka, they come back beating Caledon 3-2. Ajax, and the only loss was 6-4 to Owen Sound and beat Collingwood 4-2. And then they come back in the semifinals and beat Owen Sound 1-0. So how close is that? You know?
Now, the interesting thing about this this South Muskoka team is they're an additional entry here with the or the Caledon Hawks.
The Caledon Hawks are
an additional entry.
Yeah, and then you know the Caledon Hawks additional entry team. I'd like to see how strong their major midget team is. And we'll probably see that team against Owen Sound because they'll probably be in our zone. And in regular schedule play. So if you see them that they're coming down to the Bayshore to play as the season goes on, come on down and you'll see a good hockey game.
Well, we're going to send it down to ice surface for this final game here at the Early Bird Tournament here in Owen Sound at the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. South Muskoka Bears, Caledon Hawks here. And, you know, Glenn, we talked about it. We've had a great tournament so far, and this looks like it could be another great game. So, will be exciting to see. Starting netminders, we will be able to find out in about a minute or so. But do you have any information on these two squads?
Well, I don't really. When it come down to the midgets, of course, they were always playing late. So we never got a thing on yesterday's game we did about the midgets. So other than to see how they got here, then you're updated as well as I am. So, but I'm sure they're well matched size-wise and everything else. And from the original game they played, I think we're going to probably have another one of these tight 1-0 games.
And it looks like Carson Pruill, number 0, actually, is going to be.
I don't know, is that 0 or 20 down there? Justin D'Angelo is their number 1 goaltender.
I think that was Pruill that I saw going down there.
I think you're right, too.
Because D'Angelo's
I see him over there,
so Carson Pruill will be in net for this final. And down at the other end, it's going to be Preston Huntback for the South Muskoka Bears. And we're waiting puck drop, and here it is. Already very, very fast play, as like we talked about. This is a midget squad, so not only is there going to be a lot of hitting, there's going to be a lot of precision passing and a lot of great play here. Coulson picks this up for Caledon. They pass it into Eccleston. This will go back to Coulson behind their net. And we'll chase after it here. It's number 12, Joe Dowling, that dumps it in. That one's intercepted and blocked, so now they have to regroup here. Nice little pass up to Nunes, but he misses that one. Now it's Maselli. Maselli trying to find an opening. Cannot. A lot of hard hitting already, so.
Oh, yeah.
this South Muskoka Bears team is pretty big, and they can bring bodies and tire these guys out. So it'll be interesting to see how they play. Battling for that puck again. That's number 11, Owen Morris. Winslow will now pick it up for Caledon. Pass it over to Simpson. That one gets taken away. Passed up ice. Intercepted there. Now South Muskoka will get it back, but they're just going to dump it in to the Caledon zone. Number 16, Cole Hanrahan.
Knocked down with a high stick.
Knocked that one down. So like we talked about, fourth and final game here at the Owen Sound Early Bird Tournament. A lot of exciting play already. This looks like this could be another exciting matchup here as Robinson picks it up for Caledon. Over to Maselli, back over to Robinson, but that one was interfered with, and South Muskoka will pick this one up.
Good hit.
Oh, big hit there.
Got an elbow off on it, though.
That was Owen Morris, sorry, Connor Maselli that delivered the hit.
Made helmet contact, so you're going to go for 2.
So already in, 7:32 left in this first period, and there's a 2-minute power play. 4-minute correction.
Yeah, see if we can pick this up now. Keep an eye on this. If he goes...
Yeah, that looked like he almost went right for the head there.
Yep.
So, power play for South Muskoka, 4 minutes worth. They look to create something here going. They put it out in front of the net, and that one's picked up by Buth. Buth drops that one down the other end of the ice.
Huntback didn't know where his people was, didn't have good control of the puck, so he decided I should freeze that up.
Now, how hard is it, Glenn, as you being a coach, how hard is it for a team to kill a 4-minute power play?
Well, that's tough because, yeah, you know, you're going to use your top players for most of it. And then your second top line probably got to kill other half of it, and you got to rotate them because you got to kill that penalty off.
Face-off is going to be taking place in the Caledon zone here. Caledon wins it. South Muskoka picks it up, though. That's number 17, Nathan Linden, who dumps it back into the other end. And Christopher Brinks missed that one. Linden grabbing it as well here. Still battling hard. That one goes to Joe Dowling. And then Brinks shoots it in down to the other side as South Muskoka keeps it in for a little bit anyways, and then it gets dumped down into the other end.
Caledon's doing a good job killing this so far.
Here comes a 2-on-2. They take the shot, and that was Zach McLennan that took the shot and landed right into the chest of Carson Pruill.
Yeah, Carson Pruill, he'll be happy if he can keep all those shots that far out.
Face-off won here by South Muskoka. Pass back to Hanrahan. Hanrahan takes a shot, and that one's blocked. Phil Nielsen will go chasing after that one. That'll be dumped in. Really battling hard here for the puck. That's Nielsen over there.
Well, they killed the first miner off.
So still a minute and 45 seconds left to go in the power play. And South Muskoka kind of on the heels right now as Caledon is really doing a great job of killing off this power play. He takes a shot, he scores! Eccleston scores short-handed, and the Caledon Hawks go up 1-0.
Why do hockey coaches get gray hair? Well, this is one of the reasons right here. Goaltender comes over, he shoots behind him. First shot on that, first official shot on that, it's short-handed, you're down 1-0.
And on the other side of the puck, isn't it a great momentum changer for this Hawks team scoring short-handed?
Oh, boy.
So now South Muskoka on their heels as the Hawks are now up 1-0. Here's Eccleston again, the man that scored last time just a couple minutes ago. This is Owen Morris that got hit hard there. Campbell Coots, he's going to.
Good hustle that time by Jamie Winslow to put pressure on that puck carrier all up and down the ice.
Coots knocks that one away. That one's missed wide by Joe Dowling. And Pruill will just cover that one up.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to let him go on that one.
So, 3:47 left to go in this first period. With 20 seconds left in this power play for South Muskoka. And they trail 1-0 as Caledon had just scored a few minutes prior on a shorthanded goal. Linden will now pick it up. That goes over to McLennan. McLennan looking for a shot out front, and a good save there by Pruill. Now Buthe is coming through the zone. He's got a couple guys with him.
Yeah, he had a winger wide open there instead of trying to do it himself. There's a hook, though. They let that one go.
Another opportunity here as McLennan comes winding in, takes a shot, and that one was on point, but right in the chest of Pruill.
Yep. See, that's what goaltenders like him. You can put it around me, but you can't put it through me.
Let's
and
see
watch this shot,
again.
you know. And he just couldn't get that, lift that up over top of the pad. He called that hook.
So after just losing out on a 4-minute power play, now that Muskoka finds themselves on the other end of things, being on the penalty kill for 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's not the first period they really were planning in the dressing room, I'm quite sure.
That one was knocked away by Huntback. Sent down into Caledon's zone. Right, Josh Coulson is going to pick this one up. Coulson grabs it again. He has Simpson there chasing the puck now. Oh, big hit there. That was Dan Morano that just laid the hit on South Muskoka.
Yeah, that knocks the cobwebs out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Owen Morris had that one and shot it down the other side. And I've always been a firm believer that big hits can be momentum shifters. Obviously clean hits, but a big hit like that can change the momentum of a game. Maselli now has it. They look to regroup as Maselli will get it back. Under a minute left to play in this first period. Maselli is tangled up there with Christopher Brinks. Up front, and he scores! That's Ryan Eccleston again with the nifty little flip over the goalie. And now he's got 2 goals on this game.
Up back saying, what's going on here?
I know. Look
Keep
at
an eye
this.
on this one. Again, you don't have to have a blazing shot to beat a goaltender.
It looked like it got redirected
as he
off
went
the
down.
stick.
It was redirected in there, but they all count.
Yep. Now, Caledon and Eccleston have a 2-0 lead with 35 seconds left to go in this first period.
And that was a power play goal.
Yep. So, Caledon has scored on a shorthanded and on the power play right now. Doing quite good for themselves as Keelan now picks this up. He's going to come into the zone. Find a man. That's Buth. Back to Keelan. Over to Clues. And Clues can't track that one down.
Yep.
And that'll be the end of the first period.
Not a lot of shots on net, but obviously Caledon doesn't have to have a lot of shots on net. Get a 2-0 lead as you see there. That's the kind of period you want to start a championship game with.
So, South Muskoka, obviously, they beat Caledon the first time for the first game of the tournament, 3-2. As Caledon's coach, what are you saying to them right now down there?
Well, I'm sure they were a little more physical when they beat Caledon in that first game, slowed some of their skaters down. And then they also got to get the position of play. They're letting Caledon have a good breakout. They've been effective on their breakout like that, making that first pass. And you've got to get a man in on top of that man. And play that man. Don't play the puck, because if you don't handle the puck well, he's gone past you.
So, they've had their quick 32nd minute break, and now they're back in action here. So, if you're just tuning in, start of the second period, the Caledon Hawks are up 2-0 right now in the Bantam Championship final of the Owen Sound Early Bird Tournament here at the Lumley Bayshore. Winslow has this one, pass it over to Simpson. That one's redirected to a different area. And now South Muskoka has it. This is Ben Little. He'll put the puck on net, and that one was saved by Pruill. Pruill has already seen quite a number, well, I shouldn't say quite a number, but he's seen a decent amount of shots.
Oh,
so
yeah,
what do you think of his
question.
play so far?
And I just think every shot he's had, he's pretty well frozen it up. So if there's a black jersey near him at all, you're not going to get a chance to play it, because I've got it in my mitt and I'm going to hang on to it, go for a face-off. And so far it's working.
They're out in front, and a big save there, kicking the toe out is Pruill. Just as we talk about him, he comes up with a big save there. That was an opportunity that South Muskoka couldn't pass up. Take the shot, and that one's missed.
Well, when you fan on that, boy, could be trouble.
Daniel Cox that missed that one. The rebound came out. South Muskoka could not get it. Now Caledon has it again. Back and forth here between South Muskoka and Caledon as Proulx goes to cover that one up.
South Muskoka certainly taking the pressure right now to Caledon. They got another whistle. They got a line change in here. You see some of the play coming around here. Right there, you see that play? He just got the pad as he come across on that one. Boy, how close was that?
Liam Keelan and Oliver Hammond were the two that took the face off there. Buth now will try to take it away from South Muskoka. And now here's Eccleston, who already has 2 goals on the game. He coughs that one up. Now McLennan pass it over to his teammate. Oh, big hit there. That was Will Robinson with the hit.
Yep, good hit, good clean hit.
Robinson shoots that one around. Dumps that in. Grabs it again. Gonna find Buth. Buth has Keelan. That's off of his foot. As that goes down into South Muskoka's zone. Now Eccleston has it. Eccleston trying to work with something. Doesn't have anything.
3-on-1 here to get it going.
Here comes Nathan Roche. Nolan Roche, correct. Winslow. Back to Simpson. Simpson over. Oh, what an opportunity for Nunes, and he missed it.
He wants that one back again.
Off the post there. That could have been 3-0.
Oh, boy. How can you miss that?
From our angle, it looked like he had a good 2.5 feet to stick that puck in there.
Keep an eye on this one. See if we can see this now. Well executed. Nice play. Give it back to him.
Oh, more than 2 feet.
If he was aiming for the pipe, he would never hit it.
I know. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Those are one of the ones that make your teeth grind.
You're over there talking to yourself in there.
Yep. Maselli wins a face-off here for Caledon. Craig now is going to come in for Caledon. He passes it up. Big hit there. That was number 8. Fired up the bench in a hurry, that's for sure. Sinceri now trying to clear it and can't. Now it's down the other side, and that was Nunes. Nunes passes that one up. This is to Eccleston. Eccleston on point, but couldn't get it past the netminder. That one goes down to Caledon's end, and Simpson will grab that one. For Sinceri correction. Craig now battling with McLennan for the puck. Eccleston getting his stick in there too. And Keelan over to Buth. Buth has Eccleston with him. Just loses the puck though. Keelan and Buth and Eccleston are all going to head off. There's going to be a line change here. As that was Carson Clues, blew a tire behind the bench, or behind the net there.
Yep, it's offside. Monaco had a good rush going there, but Winslow just couldn't wait for him.
.508 left to go in the second period.
He's over talking to his winger there.
Simpson wins the face-off. That's Coulson. Coulson takes a shot on net, and that one's kicked aside. Nathan Linden, the captain of this South Muskoka Bears team, loses that puck. Nice little shoulder pass there, as Simpson now will grab it. He'll go in and take the shot, and that one is eaten up by Huntback.
Caledon's in that situation now. They're sort of taking over this game again after that goal. Putting some pressure on Mr. Huntback down there.
That one was dumped in by Easton Craig. Not much going on there with that play. As South Muskoka gets it. Now Craig's fighting for it. He really can't get it out. Craig steps in front of that shot. Maselli could not get anything going for that play, as he was the ringleader on that shift. Buth over to Keelan, and Keelan just missed it. He's got Eccleston and Buth with him. Keelan trying to find something to get to the front of the net there. Buth to Keelan. Keelan over top, and he scores with the nice, nifty backhand. And it's 3-0 Caledon.
Well, you can't give a forward that much time. That's all there is to it. Watch this. Nobody plays the body on him. You want to play the puck on that? He's going to get you. Play the man, and he doesn't do that. He should have been on his can, but not after he put the puck in the net.
And didn't you say something earlier about that? About playing the man during the first intermission there?
Yep. That's how this game's being played.
Now South Muskoka trying to generate some momentum here. That was knocked away.
Caledon's got a penalty. I'm not sure what number got it. Interference?
That would be Clues, number 16.
Carson Clues going in for 2 or less.
Two-minute penalty there. So now South Muskoka finds himself in a familiar position like they were in the first period, where they were up with a couple minutes left to go for a power play.
Well, they've got to take advantage of this without question, because they're down 3-0. Second period's coming to a close.
They take the shot, and that one's way up top as Campbell Coots missed that one.
Yeah, it was the fact that the face-off should still be in the deep zone.
Going to be Hammond and Simpson that take the face-off here as the puck goes down into the South Muskoka zone. And really, if South Muskoka wants to get anything going here, they're going to keep the puck back in this Hawks zone, which they have not done much of.
Well, they're just not taking control of the puck, and everybody using the whole ice in here, and they've got to start doing that.
That's McLennan kicks it out. He goes around the net. He's looking for an opportunity, passes it over to the point, takes a shot, and that one's knocked away. Out in front, and they missed on the rebound.
Oh,
That was Nathan Linden that took the shot, and then McLennan looped back around. Had a great opportunity there, but could not get it. Now here's Owen Morris. He loses it. Buth picks it up. This is back to Linden. Linden around to Morris. That goes right up to Campbell Coots. Buth now tried to get that one out, could not. Had an opportunity there. Now it's going to be a 2-on-1 as Monaco goes to the front of the net, and that one is saved.
Monaco had a man wide open. All he had to do is shoot it over to him. He had an empty net on it.
Linden takes a shot. That one's well up top. Oh, that one almost went in the net. Oh, my goodness.
Too close.
I know.
It nearly went in.
That one went up off the crossbar on the post and almost in.
Another delayed penalty coming up here.
Under a minute left to play in this second period.
Winslow's got 2 for tripping or less.
So now, 45 seconds left to go in this second period. Coulson takes a shot, and that one's going to be down into South Muskoka's end.
Oh, boy.
That one's out to the point. They take the shot there, and it's not what they wanted. As Simpson now has the opportunity. That one's scooped away, though. 9 seconds. Robinson now will shoot it in.
Good play. Kill up period.
And now we go into getting ready for the third period with the Hawks up 3-0.
Well, they continued to build on the lead in that period, and deservedly so. They're playing a better game. Their position is much better, and they seem to be out skating the Bears in there. South Muskoka at times just seems to be flat-footed.
And South Muskoka was played pretty well in this tournament. They their only loss came to Owen Sound earlier on in the round robin, and then they beat Owen Sound again, or they got redemption on them and beat them in the semifinal to get them into this game.
Yeah.
And right now it looks like they're trailing on their heels, so it'll be interesting to see here what adjustments they can make.
I'll tell you, this Caledon team, Caledon Hawks, are an additional entry team. And boy, I can tell you, I'd like to see another midget additional entry in A category that's stronger than this team.
Yeah.
It's usually a strong additional entry team.
Usually when you hear additional entry, it's usually kind of a last-minute team, isn't it?
Well, it's usually the players who, you know, they weren't good enough for the major team. You know, close, but not quite good enough for whatever reason. And then, but you're good enough to play additional entry, then that way we can put you on a card and bring you up as we need you. But boy, they've got a lot of players here who can play major midget hockey.
Yep. Face-off one here by Keelan. Keelan hasn't given up all night. He's been battling hard for that puck. That one's dumped down back into Muskoka's zone. Monaco missed on trying to get that puck. Monaco is trying to take Morris by himself, and Morris puts the puck on net, and that'll be another save for Proul.
Yeah, Proul, I say he's played well in there.
So Muskoka wins this face-off. Nathan Linden gets it now. Coots takes a shot, and that one was missed wide. Probably just trying to start some kind of a play. Nathan's in, and he takes a shot, and Linden just missed. And a big save there by Proul right in front.
Boy, I tell you, that's two cases of two open net that should have been buried.
And that's really been the difference right now in this game as Muskoka cannot cap on those opportunities that they have, and Caledon can.
And again, watch this. Get a man wide open. He misses the net. And again, they couldn't jam that in. Proul, he just jammed that side of the pipe. You couldn't get it past him.
Keelan picks it up. Keelan's going to spin around, try to find a teammate. Could not hold on to that one. So South Muskoka is going to pick this one up. As Zach McLennan missed that. And that one goes down into the Hawk zone. Eccleston now looking for that puck again. Eccleston has 2 goals right now. Nice move there. He comes winding in. He takes a shot,
good
and that
shot
one was off the glove of Huntback.
Ooh.
Missed passes here. Here's Owen Morris. Morris takes a shot. That one was missed wide. I think he was trying to get over to Tannehill. And
yeah, they had a 2-on-1 there, but again, nothing comes from it.
The Bears will get it back. They throw it towards the net, and that one was missed. Hanrahan couldn't corral that either. Jamie Winslow battling hard there with Coulson and Simpson for that puck. Now Craig dumps it down, and here comes Winslow. He's got Reynolds, or Monaco, sorry, with him. Monaco takes a shot. Simpson fanned on that one.
Yeah, sometimes a wrist shot in that, or a nice snapshot, better than a slap shot.
Yep. So Clouseau blows the tire again. I think he did that earlier. I think there might be something the matter with his skates. Sinceri throws it back to the other side. Out in front. Here's Linden. Linden takes a shot, and that one's missed.
The top side was open, and he just put it over.
And now there's Caledon player down. That's Jonathan Sinceri. He's down and shaken up as the trainer comes out to look at him.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. I looked at the play off this side here. So, but Sinceri, he's played pretty steady. Take an eye here and just see if you can see.
Right there, he was out in front of the net, and it looked like
he got a puck in there. I think maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think you got a puck in the face. Oh, maybe in the back of the neck. He's holding his neck there as he skates off. under his own power, which is always a good thing. Coach looking at him there. That could definitely hurt, blocking a shot and taking it in the back of the neck.
Trying to get some snow, get some ice in that.
Linden takes that shot and he misses. Buth now to Eccleston. Eccleston's got Keelan with him as well. Been a good line. Keelan, Eccleston, and Buth. With Robinson and Coulson. Linden tries to dump it in. That one's knocked away. Coulson will now pick it up for the Hawks. He battles with Linden for it. That's Roche that tries to get in there and could not. Now here's Monaco. Monaco's in there by himself.
Penalty coming up to South Muskoka.
I think Jamie Winslow was tripped there at the near the blue line. So 2-minute power play now for Caledon. 9:53 left to go in this third period here as they lead 3-0.
Just come outside the line.
So face-off ensues. Selly takes that one over Hammond. Coots shoots that one in, and that one's down into Caledon's end again. Big hit there.
Yeah, brought a crowd.
Those are the ones you got to be careful of coming back and off the boards and hitting the goalie. And Eccleston now had it. He now does stay with it. Finds Craig. There's Nunes. Here's Keelan. Keelan's trying to find an open man to Buth. And they're able to keep that in for the time being anyways. As Coulson passes it to Robinson. Back over to Coulson. And Buth. Could not get that to Eccleston. And there'll be a line change. Here's Keelan.
Oh, just offside. Well, 8 seconds to go in this penalty. That definitely have to kill it off.
So 8 minutes left to go in this third period. Face off here.
Well, again, it takes deep in there, but they couldn't clear the zone.
Clues now. Trying to start something, could not. And there's Drew Peacock in on that play. And that one swallowed up by Proul again.
Caledon seems content now just to keep the puck down in that zone and not overly aggressive on the offense. But one thing about it, the clock becomes a friend of theirs when you're leading by 3 goals.
Well, I've noticed that, like you said, they're playing quite conservative now. Not really generating too much pressure to the net, but I guess they can do that when they're up by 3. South Muskoka is really trying to get something going and just right now cannot, whether it be missed passes or that one was almost a little bit lower and Eccleston would have had a hat trick. But no, South Muskoka just can't get anything going right now. Keelan comes in. Keelan takes the shot. That one's blocked. A lot of speed here. They put it out in front. Oh, and that just missed wide. That was Owen Morris that started that play. That one was a nice save by Proul as Daniel Cox took that shot. Eccleston had that puck knocked away from him. Eccleston right now is being pinned down to the ground, and they were actually cross-checking him there for a moment.
Well, he's certainly one of their better players, no question about that.
Maybe they think that if they can get him off of the ice, then they have more of a chance of scoring.
Well, I think he'd done enough damage already to this point, but less than 6 minutes to go. They better start doing something.
Coots really trying to get that puck started. There's Brinks again. But Simpson just laid a good hit on Brinks there. Correction on McLennan. Simpson now takes a shot. Here comes Joe Dowling. Dowling takes a shot, and that one was saved too.
Excuse me. We're down to just over 5 minutes to go. Pressure starting to get on South Muskoka.
Good save there. Sometimes those small saves are the ones that can get away from you, so.
That's right.
Nunes picks up this one. Had it for a brief moment, then lost it. Now 2 South Muskoka players crashed into each other. That was Rochette and Armrin that crashed into one another.
Yep, looked around and said, you know, who was it hit me? Well, it was one of your own players.
Yeah. Just some conservative hockey right now being played by Caledon as they know that they're up by 3. But it's not, so far it's not the conservative hockey where they're letting chances get away from them. That one was blocked and sent over the blocker of Proul. Keelan with Eccleston again. Here comes Tannehill flying up the ice, takes a shot, and that one's saved by Proulx, but nobody got the rebound, and he sits in front, and they score!
They took 3 shots, but they got 1 in.
The rebound came out in front of Proulx, and nobody got it.
We got to see this one again because it's too bad for Proulx because he was playing well enough to deserve a shutout in here, but he had no support on this goal here. Where did everybody go? There we are. Hello.
Yeah, they just leave it out front. And then they finally got it in. That was Owen Morris that scored there to make it a 3-1 game. And now with 3:56 left to go in this game, Muskoka has some life.
How Muskoka Bears react to this. That was a gift, that one.
Yep.
The problem with that last one, the one defenseman looked at the other defenseman, and the other defenseman looked at the other defenseman.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Finally, Caledon had that puck for a brief moment, but it was taken away. Here comes South Muskoka, and that one is covered.
Yeah,
up by
Proulx says,
Proulx.
I'll take care of this myself.
The key for Caledon has to be that, yeah, they're now up 3-1. Yes, they did let in a goal, but you got to stay poised and composed here. Not let that bother you. And just as we say that, great play by Eccleston. He takes a shot, and that one was almost in. Looks like it was off the face mask of Huntback.
It was a good shot, I'll tell you. It was labeled for the backside.
Eccleston just hit somebody and then took the puck and shot it in. Now it's picked up by Simpson. Simpson was knocked off the puck, and now South Muskoka gets it. This is Oliver Hammond that had that and lost it. Now Simpson will grab it for Caledon. And McLennan now loses it. He's in a battle with Monaco. Owen Morris picks it up. Over to Hammond. Trying to get something going here. Simpson passes it out. Now Coots takes a shot. That one was missed wide. Jonathan Sinceri is back in action here. Good to see him coming back from the injury. Simpson battling in the corner there with McLennan, and he's really giving it to him. It's hard for McLennan to get away from that. Now Maselli puts it in.
That's all she takes.
That most likely could very well be the nail in the coffin here.
Yep.
As there's 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go in this game. And
keep an eye on this. And again, they had to pull the goaltender. They're down 2 goals. And just from a wide angle like that, it doesn't take much to put it in that side. As you said, Matt, that should do it.
stranger things have happened in hockey before, but
oh yeah.
Sinceri now is going to dump it in as it gets under the minute mark here left in this game. Score is 4-1 Caledon over the South Muskoka Bears. That was a big hit.
Yep.
Morano found himself on the ice. .20 seconds left. Muskoka trying to get a play going, but just cannot. And they've come up to the point where they've basically packed it in themselves. And as the clock ticks down, there you have it. Caledon, the Caledon Hawks win 4-1, beating the South Muskoka Bears for the Midget Championship here at the Lumley Bayshore for the Owen Sound Early Bird Tournament. And you gotta credit these guys.
Oh yeah, the Caledon started right off the bat in the first period, and they didn't relinquish any of that pressure at all through the whole game. Then they finalized to put an empty net goal in there, but they deserved to win this game. There was a better team on there, and I'm impressed that they're an additional entry team. I've said that about 6 times. I know this game, but boy, when you get some talent like that, and that's the best they can do is make the AE team. Caledon's got to be strong. I don't know how many people they're drawn from down there now, but they got to be a strong major midget team.
Congratulations to both of these teams, of these boys, and congratulations to everybody in this tournament and all the teams that we saw today. It was a fantastic weekend of hockey, starting with the Adam League and the Owen Sound Junior Attacks coming short there, but still finishing in second place. Then in the Pee Wee division, Owen Sound Juniors actually won that championship. And then now here we have the Bantam team that had won. That was the Center Wellington.
Yep.
And now the Caledon Hawks. So on behalf of everybody here at Rogers TV, we thank you very much for tuning us in for this weekend of hockey. I'm Matt Sanderson and Glenn Juniper with me. Glenn, thanks a lot.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Pleasure working with you.